Hello and welcome to this 5-minute chess game. Got here on chess.com. Playing here April 4th, 2020. Fourth video in a row that I've recorded. Got a Dutch defense playing Servee from the Netherlands. Yes, excellent. Yeah, not really sure about the move order here. I know one idea is to go knight h3 and bishop f4 to counteract this bishop on d6. So we'll see if they play that way. If they go g6 and bishop g7, then I usually don't do that. But yeah, okay. Okay, so now I definitely want to go in for this plan. And one thing I'm going to try and do here is get in f3 and e4. This is all pretty typical Dutch position. I never know the details here, but I feel like it looks good enough. You know, this e6 pawn is weak, and you could make a case that their king might be weak. And yeah, I don't have any problems. I really do want to get in this e4 move. I would have enough to get it in right now, actually. Just trying to see if there's any tactics, like with knight f6. But I think I have to do it now, because otherwise, if I wait a move and then knight f6 comes, then I think it's too late. Like, for instance, I could get the rook over to the file and support it, but then I would end up trading their knight for my bishop, and I really don't want to, I don't want that trade. I want to keep my bishop. So yeah, let's get it in right now. I'll be threatening to shut it all down with e5. Kind of have to take. Just not sure, like, if they take, do I take here first? I don't think so. I think I'd rather them capture and then me recapture with the knight. Ooh, see, now I have the opportunity to shut it down with e5. I kind of like that, because that also takes away the f6 square from the knight. Um, it's too bad I can't win a pawn here, because like if I try and capture my queen would be hanging after this capture. I would want to recapture, but then they would take my queen. So I could prepare that for a move here. Oh, e5 would really be nice. Because if I try and prepare it, then they can capture and play knight f6. I think I'm going to go in for the e5 move. Yeah, this just looks real uncomfortable. I think I might even also, I was going to say I might also want to play c5, but they probably won't give me time to do that. All right. Where does the queen belong? Obviously not on this diagonal anywhere. Hmm. Yeah, maybe. You know, I wanted to put her on e3, but then she'll be on the same diagonal as the king, right? And that might be dangerous, given that they've got a dark square bishop on board. Might actually need to drop back to c2 here. Yeah, now at least I can threaten knight g5. Knight g5 would be attacking h7, the queen would be attacking h7, so they would probably have to defend with like g6, but then their dark squares would be weak. So yeah, let's go in for that. Right, that looks good. Oh, look, I'm also threatening e6. Ha, double attack. This is real high quality chess here. Sometimes it's nice, you just you run into sort of fortuitous moves, especially when you're in a position like this where, I mean, white has all the trumps, white has the space, um, and yeah, this just drops a piece, right? This is a terrible move. Not sure what they were thinking. Okay, pretty short game today. A miniature, right? If it's under 24 moves, it's a miniature. I think if it's under like 14 moves, it's an ultra miniature. I forget the exact numbers for those definitions. Okay, very good. Well, yeah, let's take a quick look. Yeah, I never know the exact move order as far as like how the Dutch defense is supposed to go. Obviously, the white side of the Dutch defense, right? But yeah, I mean, honestly, I do the same stuff to a lot of these different setups. Like, I go c4 and obviously g3, bishop g2. I go knight c3, queen c2, b3, and then f3 and e4. And sort of, again, like I said in the game, depending on where they put their bishop, whether it goes off on this diagonal or whether it goes on this diagonal, I might do the plan that I did in the game with knight h3 and bishop f4. It's a good maneuver to counteract this bishop. If they play g6 and bishop g7, then I usually just get the knight out to f3. I really don't like a6, actually, now that I look at it. I mean, for all I know, this is theory, still on move 6, but yeah, I mean, they only spent a couple of seconds. So this is probably theory, but I just don't like, I mean, good old Nimzwich said, pawn move is not a developing move in general. There's some lines in here where I've also gone bishop b2. It's another advantage of b6. It's funny that I say that right after I said a pawn move isn't a developing move, but clearly b6, I mean, excuse me, clearly b3 has a lot more ideas than a6, in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, and this was nice to let me know the intentions of the bishop, because now I have no hesitation going through with this. Knight h3, bishop f4 plan. Just trying to think if like there was any point where I could have taken. I don't think so. So I think I always have to deal with the fact that my queen is hanging, whereas theirs is defended. So yeah, I mean this is all pretty forcing. I was happy to see the knight jumping in because I want to play f3 and e4 anyway, and now I just get to do it with tempo. And yeah, I mean I think the critical move is e4 as played. I mean, you could also make a case for rook a c1 or maybe even c5, although I really don't like closing it up. Um, so yeah, I mean, maybe e4 is the best move. It's definitely the most forcing, aggressive, critical move in the position. So you got to try it. And yeah, I mean, this was another big decision point, right? I think this was my longest think of the game, a full minute. And yeah, taking doesn't work, right? So like, oh, you know what? Taking could have worked, actually. I was thinking I would take this way first, but no, I could have taken this way, right? And I would have actually won a pawn here. Yeah, that would have been better, right? Because it doesn't matter how they take. Like, let's say they take this way. Um, Actually, yeah, that just doesn't work, right? So they would first have to. So yeah, if they take this way, then I'm just winning a piece, right? Takes, takes, takes. So they couldn't do that. They would have had to do something like take the bishop, and then after takes, Oh, maybe they could take here. No, yeah, I'm just winning a pawn here, actually. So, okay, a little oversight on my part. But e5, I think, was still good enough. And I think queen c2 was the right move so that I was able to put pressure on the h7 point. And then, yeah, knight f6 was just really not sure what they were thinking. I mean, obviously it's attacked here. It does. I mean, I guess what they were thinking is, well, it is technically a move that protects, both e6 and h7, right? Now that the bishop is defending e6 and the knight's defending e7, but the one square that it isn't protecting is f6, right? So yeah, just takes up a piece.